What if the whispers swirling through the Bay Area are more than just off-season noise? What if beneath the surface, Golden State is quietly crafting a seismic shift that could redefine the very soul of this Warriors squad? A move poised to jolt the Chase Center faithful into a new era of hope and heartache? Welcome back to Warriors News Fan Report, where raw truths collide with splash-era passion. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so your heart never misses a beat. As we scan the 2025 NBA free agent terrain, the saga of Golden State's roster evolution is unraveling before our eyes. And while the marquee name Al Horford seems destined to don the blue and gold, a veteran stalwart contemplating whether to extend his legacy on the hardwood or quietly fade into retirement, the Warriors are quietly eyeing a potent infusion of talent in key backcourt and frontcourt roles, signaling a bold recalibration under the shadow of the dynasty's past. Glories and playoff heartbreaks. Early reports crackling through league channels hint that Horford's arrival, likely on a one-year deal to anchor the center position alongside Quinn Cook's possible platoon partner role, is less just a veteran signing and more a subtle declaration that Golden State wants a championship window pried wide open this coming season. Yet the real intrigue lies in the rapping chorus of free agents who could inject the exact blend of grit, shooting, defense, and versatility that a post-Kevin Looney Warriors roster desperately needs. At the heart of this, strategy is the undeniable requirement to bolster the bench's ball handling and perimeter firepower, a critical chess move to support the perennial splash artists, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and that defensive maestro, Draymond Green. Among the names gaining traction, Malcolm Brogdon emerges as a tantalizing, if injury-wary, prospect. Fresh off a roller coaster stint with the Wizards and on with Sixth Man of the Year pedigree, Brogdon embodies the professional reliability Golden State craves, someone who can not only orchestrate from the bench, but also provide stout defense and steady leadership in high-stakes moments. Yet, the murmurs around his fragile longevity complicate the narrative. 4 seasons marked by bruising injuries and barely crossing the 39 games played threshold in all but one raise real questions about his durability and fit for a Warriors squad that prizes depth and stamina. Still, can the tactical genius of Coach Steve Kerr and the Warriors medical staff unlock a Brogdon redemption arc worthy of the Warriors-themed saga that defines Dub Nation? Parallel to Brogdon's name is the ever-persistent drumbeat for D'Anthony Melton, a dynamic combo guard whose early season magic last year with Golden State hinted at a burgeoning chemistry with Curry, their synergy driving the Warriors to a sparkling 12-3 start in those first 15 games. Melton's ability to cunningly fill the secondary ball handler slot, combined with his tenacious defense and clutch three-point shooting, offers a two-way piece that could be the missing puzzle in the Warriors' quest for a versatile backcourt. The haunting what-if of Melton's injury-plagued durability lingers, yet the front office's unwavering interest suggests they believe his talents could transform a lackluster bench into a lethal unit capable of closing out games and controlling momentum, something that the Brandon Page-led two-guard rotation struggled to achieve last season. Meanwhile, the front court presents a more nuanced chessboard, with the departure of Looney leaving a void at backup center and Draymond's four-position role crying out for reinforcements. Here, Trey Lyles stands out as a solid rotational candidate, a floor spacer with credible size at 6'9", whose reliable 38% three-point shooting and rebounding prowess offer Golden State a dependable presence off the bench. However, the lingering question remains, can Lyles elevate his defensive IQ and versatility to the Warriors' demanding standards? Or will his middling effort hold the team back when luxury and championship aspirations demand excellence on every possession? Adding a wild card flavor to this front court puzzle is Precious Achiuwa, a high motor, efficient Knicks alum who brings a versatile skill set marked by above 50% field goal shooting and near block a game production. Achiuwa's blend of energy, length, and ability to flash a developing three-point shot could make him a tactical nightmare for opponents and a synergistic fit alongside Draymond's cerebral defensive dominance. The idea of actual learning and growing under Draymond's tutelage evokes visions of a potential proto-green rising from the shadows, perhaps the kind of spark plug who can bring new dimension to a Warriors front court in transition. Yet, the saga doesn't end here. Brace yourself for the polarizing, boundary-pushing name that keeps echoing through trade rooms and whispered spotlights. Ben Simmons. Yes, the same Simmons whose career has oscillated between brilliance and missed potential, whose defensive versatility is undeniable, but whose offensive game remains a question mark. Last season with the Clippers offered glimpses of a pass-first player who can guard multiple positions, from threes to fives, and impact the game beyond the box score with rebounding and elite court vision. Could Golden State's system, built on ball movement and off-ball cutting, unlock a renaissance of Simmons' talents? Is he the missing link who can slide seamlessly into Draymond's defensive schemes while providing a unique playmaking dimension that frees Steph and Klay for explosive scoring bursts? Or will his inconsistent effort and lack of an outside shot ultimately derail the Warriors' chemistry and championship hopes? The possibilities swirl in a tantalizing fog of risk and reward as front office whispers hint that the Warriors are seriously mulling whether Simmons' upside justifies the gamble. Add to this high-stakes drama the backdrop of Damian Lillard's looming, slowly brewing free agency decision, a saga that promises to drag the offseason into an intense, prolonged cliffhanger. Golden State's roster construction is living on the edge of a knife. As Dub Nation waits with bated breath for the magic or mayhem these signings might unleash, the pulse of the franchise beats anxiously with every rumor, every contract offer, every whisper of who steps forward to join Curry, Thompson, and Green in their chase for one more ring. The boldness of potentially banking on Brogdon's steady hand, Melton's two-way firepower, and Simmons' enigmatic brilliance reveals a front office unafraid to roll the dice in pursuit of redemption. As a lifelong Dub Nation believer, my pulse is racing just writing this, caught between hope and apprehension, because this off-season strategy could be the spark that reignites our dynasty or the crack that fractures our legacy. Drop your unfiltered takes in the comments. I'll be right there, heart in hand. If your soul just clenched hearing the word Ben Simmons pop up in Warriors gossip again, you're not alone, and yeah, I want to see those wild takes fly below because this isn't just talk. This is a crossroads for Dub Nation's very heartbeat. Look, the stakes are suffocating right now. On one side, you have the Golden Trinity Steph Klay, Draymond aging Warriors still hungry, but walking a tightrope stretched over an abyss of doubt and endless playoff ghosts. On the other, there's this swirling storm of new blood and precarious gambles. Al Horford's grizzled veteran poise, hoping to anchor a ship that started to leak. Malcolm Brogdon's injury reports acting like a ticking clock on hope. And D'Anthony Melton, whose flashes of brilliance felt like glimpses of a new Warriors identity, but whose health questions still haunt our dreams. And then the wild card Ben Simmons. Yes, that's the name that rips your heart open or makes you clutch your head in disbelief. Is he the redemption story Kerr can script? The defensive maestro who locks down multiple positions and feeds Steph and Klay with the passes they dream of? Or is he a poison chalice that fractures a fragile locker room already on edge about chemistry, effort, and identity? The whispers aren't just about talent anymore. They're about temperament, about trust, about the very soul glue that's held this dynasty together amidst the injuries, the contract dramas, and the crushing playoff failures. Imagine the tension in the Chase Center boardrooms, in Steve Kerr's quiet, calculating gaze, weighing each of these men like chess pieces under an unforgiving spotlight, knowing that every misstep not only risks a season, but the legacy that's already flickering with the weight of history. Because here's the brutal truth. This Warriors team is neither the unstoppable machine of 2017 nor the feisty underdogs of 2015. They are a majestic relic in transition, clinging desperately to relevance while trying to inject fresh fire without losing the soul that makes us identify with them. And make no mistake, the presence or absence of Damian Lillard looms over all this like a storm cloud about to burst. If Dame chooses to ride into the Bay, the chessboard changes overnight, pushing every piece into uncharted territory, dazzling and disruptively beautiful like only Dame's arrival could be. But if he walks away, the front office's bold experiment with Brogdon, Melton. And Simmons doesn't just attempt to fill vacancy gaps. It attempts to reinvent the franchise's DNA without a clear superstar to lean on besides our cherished Splash Brothers. It's no longer just about shooting. It's about identity, grit, resilience, and whether this truncated core can still navigate the merciless Western Conference grind. And what about the locker room vibes? Reports have trickled out about subtle tension between the veterans and the new additions. Steph's unyielding work ethic and competitive fire sometimes clashing with Simmons' reported bouts of uneven effort. Draymond's celebrated intensity perhaps pushing young guys to their limit or repelling those feeling the pressure to perform at a championship level. Players like Kuminga and Moody have watched and learned, but now their role might be more pivotal than ever, bridging old and new, legacy and future, mentor and student. The delicate dance of player development, chemistry building, and tactical adjustments will be the crucible where this team's true mettle is tested, and the optics. Off the court front office feints, media rumors add fuel to a fan base that has never been known for blind patience. Think about this. From 5 straight finals appearances to a season where even making the playoffs felt like a gamble, the emotional pendulum swings wildly across Dub Nation, and the pressure on Steph to not only carry the team, but also be the architect of this next era is crushing. His late-game heroics have created countless iconic moments. But now every shot, every pass, every moment carries the weight of expectation, not just to win, but to craft a new legacy. The whispers about how Steph's workload might be managed with Horford's veteran steadiness and Melton's dynamism give hope for longevity, yet also raise hard questions. Can this squad muster the energy to stay on the gas for an 82-game grind, or will they burn out chasing fleeting playoff dreams? Remember, this isn't just basketball. This is a narrative tangled in friendships, veteran pride, young ambition, and a community that bleeds blue and gold with every blowout loss and every miraculous comeback. Precious Achiuwa's potential proto-Draymond storyline adds another electric spark. Can Dre embrace the role of a mentor willing to pass the torch while still demanding championship-level excellence? Or will that camaraderie erode under the brutal pressure cooker of championship ambitions? Trey Lyles offers shooting and size, but his defensive lapses could be the chink that sends this finely tuned machine crashing into mediocrity. Every roster move is a gamble. Every injury more than a setback. It's a narrative villain threatening to unravel hopes spun by Splash-era memories. And yet, amidst all this chaos, there's an undeniable magic simmering just beneath the surface. The chase is no stranger to transformation. Remember when Dub Nation rallied behind an unheralded rookie named Draymond Green who became the cornerstone of multiple titles? Could this be the season where the front office's calculated risks coalesce into a new fearsome identity? Can the marriage of Steph's artistry, Clay's ice water in his veins, Draymond's white-hot intensity, and the raw, restless hunger of these new pieces defy expectations and silence the doubters? Or is this the moment where dynasties begin to fracture, where ego, health, and chemistry collide in an avalanche too forceful to survive? As someone who has bled blue and gold through every parade, every crushing loss, every improbable comeback, I can feel it deep in my bones this offseason. This roster construction shocks the very foundation of what the Warriors are and what they can become. It's a fierce gamble that could either light the fuse on an unexpected renaissance or set off a slow-burning fracture that crumbles years of glory built, brick by heartbreak brick. So Dub Nation, I want to know right here, right now, what's your take? Is Ben Simmons the final piece of this Warriors puzzle, a missing link to untouchable versatility, or a gamble too reckless to justify? Are Brogdon and Melton the steady hands and firepower this roster needs, or more risks headed for the injury bug? And where does your loyalty lie in this delicate dance between the dynasty we worship and the evolution we crave? Drop your hottest, most unfiltered takes below no filter. No fear, and I'll be right there in the comments, dissecting every angle like a true heartbeat of Dub Nation. Because this saga isn't just a story to tell, it's our story to live.